Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 88 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on recognizing God's hand in my life. So, yay for day 88. Um, so today was kind of interesting. I just started off by avoiding things that I normally would do and then starting to do other productive things instead of the things that I thought I should be doing. But it all turned out one way or the other. But I went to church today and I heard an analogy that just kind of, I don't know, it just resonated with me. And then I went to my 12 step program and meeting, and I chatted with a friend afterwards, and we had a nice conversation, and I shared something with her, and then she said something to me, and it was just, I don't remember what it was, but it was just the perfect thing. It was just what I needed to hear, and I just thanked her so much, and I gave her a big old hug. And I think it had something to do with, like, when you share something, like, you give it away, then you act, that's how you keep it. And she thanked me for sharing something with her, because now she had that and now I would never forget it. And I was like, okay, I hope that's how that really works. I'm not entirely sure. But at church today, someone made an analogy, and of course, if you've watched a bunch of my videos, you know I like analogies. I'm very good with creating my own analogies because that's how my brain works. I have to have something that connects and makes sense for me. And so someone was talking about four-wheeling in sand dunes, and I've never done that. I think I've been on a four-wheel like once in my life, maybe twice. And it wasn't in sand dunes, it was just around like a neighborhood. Not much. Been on a dirt bike once around a neighborhood. Not an expert on any of those things. They're kind of fun. I would like to do it more maybe, but just haven't done it. So anyway, this person speaking in church on Sunday was just talking about how when you're in the sand dunes, you can't slow down when you have to, like, going up a hill or going through one of the dips or whatever, you have to go faster. And that everything inside just makes you want to, like, instinct say stop, slow down, and the reality is, the fact is, you have to go faster. You have to trust yourself, you have to trust the vehicle, and you have to go faster. You have to increase your speed in order to be safe, and you can't slow down or stop because that's when you crash. And so he, of course, added the analogy, like, his son stopped, and so he stopped and got off and went and talked to his son and encouraged his son and helped him to get out of his, like, freaking out stage and said, okay, you have to go faster for this. And then his son's like, okay, maybe I'm not ready for the bigger hills, and went back to the smaller ones where he was comfortable, because sometimes, and he didn't say this in his talk, but I think sometimes, especially for me, it's like I see the bigger hills and I see the things that that look enticing and other people are doing it, and I just want to go do it. And then I get there and I freak out because I'm not ready. And it's just nice to know that there's someone there saying it's okay to go back to the smaller ones. It's okay to build your way up. You don't have to start with the big, huge ones. But, and that was a good thing. And I also liked the analogy that you have to keep momentum. You have to keep going. It's that, an object in motion stays in motion. And I realized that worked with my 12-step program when I was working it, when I was doing the steps, when I was doing the things that I'm supposed to take care of me. I didn't feel as crazy. I felt more confident. I was happier. My life was great. And then when I stopped doing all of those things, I feel like my life just fell apart. And it's been really hard to just pick up the pieces and to move forward. But it's that reminder that I have to stop stopping. And I get to that point where I'm freaking out because everything's going really fast, or it feels like it's going really fast, even if it isn't. And I panic and I stop or I slow down, and I don't have that. I have that fear. That fear takes over, and I forget that trust in God can replace that fear, and that I need to just push through that fear to get to the other side, to get to that speed, to get to that, to have that experience, and to just keep going. And until I can get to a safe place where I can stop or slow down and it's okay, without crashing, because I don't want to crash. But I think I do that as I stop or I slow down and I crash in my life, metaphorically speaking. And I was just really grateful for the vivid imagery with that analogy for me, and that God was pointing that out to me, that I do that so often when it comes to like my videos, or it comes to my vision board, or to my writing. And every time I start thinking, oh, this is really good, or I'm doing a really great job, and I'm so emotional and I'm so excited, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just, it's a lot of energy. It's just, and then I just stop, because I'm like, it's too much. I don't know how to deal with it. I have to stop, and I can't do it. And I just, it's hard for me. And so I have to remember that it's okay to just keep going, because I do feel good and it is great. But then I panic because I don't know what to do with it. And someone in my Al-Anon group, yeah, never mind. I was going to share something because it keeps popping into my head, but then I remember there's a saying that we have, what you see here, what you hear here, let it stay here. So it does help me to hear other people and to uplift me, but and even without using names, I don't know that it's a good idea to share their comments. But it did remind me of something else that happened to me in my life at one point years ago when I first started 12-step program. I remember at one point there was nothing wrong in my life, and I had done everything, and my house was clean, and my life was good, and I was freaking out. I was like literally having like a little mini panic attack, and I could not figure out what the heck is going on. And I did talk to a sponsor at that time. I did talk to somebody, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, there's nothing. And I realized she helped me to see that my brain, that my training, I was looking for the chaos. I was looking for the crazy. And she's like, what this is peace. Like, there is peace in your life. There is not crazy going on. There is not stuff falling apart all around you, and you're okay. But it was so foreign to me and to what I was used to that I was panicking and I was freaking out. And I think in my life right now, when things start to feel really good, or they start to feel okay, I start to panic, because I'm not used to that. I'm always looking for the chaos. I'm used to being depressed or discouraged or not wanting to do things, or just frustrated with myself and my inability to do things. And I forget that I can be happy, or I forget that, if I get excited and I'm moving forward, it's okay to keep moving forward. I don't have to stop. And I think sometimes I just stop because I'm expecting the crash, and I think stopping causes the crash, which I never realized before that analogy in church today. So I was just super grateful for the analogy, because I really needed that reminder, and that visual aid in my head to just kind of see, okay, it's time for me to just keep pushing through and doing, even if I don't see the point, or even if it feels like it's too much sometimes, because that extra speed, that object in motion stays in motion, and that momentum will get me up that hill. That momentum will get me where I need to be, instead of falling backwards and crashing. And if I'm really that tired of falling back and crashing, then I have to just go with the momentum, and that scares me. But I know that God is there to help me, and I am just grateful for that too. And that's all I have for today. So if you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and find ways to recognize God's hand in your life too.